When Moon, when Lambo, we analyzed 850 ICOs, so we are pretty geeks. And before we start our presentation, I would like to okay, so you can ask questions on this link during the presentation, no worries. You will see this link on the slides. And so we are running our healthcare ICO, but we don't want to talk about our own ICO. We would like to give you some nuggets if you are running your own ICO, or maybe you are investing in ICOs and you are evaluating them. So it might be useful for you. So we think there are 6 important parts of an ICO. And how does it started at all? So we saw that pretty average-looking people made some great success on the ICO world. For example, 2 guys originally from Slovakia raised $13 million, and the Austrian founders of 10x raised $80 million. And we thought, oh, this might be interesting for us as well. So we started to think about our own ICO. And in the conclusion, we started it a year ago, and we will close our pre-sale tomorrow. So we have some conclusions of the last 12 months. First, who should run an ICO? We think there are 5 very important things. The first one is you have to have 1 year to make everything in line. We thought in the beginning, oh, we can do it in 3 months. It can be too hard, but we were very wrong. We failed in this. It took us 12 months to start our pre-sale. The second one is vision. You have to have a vision that will make the world a more fair and more transparent place. The third one is you have to have some cash in your bank. We think that it's at least 9 to 18 bitcoins to start an ICO. And the fourth, the most important one, past speakers already told about this today, that your vision, your product has to be better with blockchain, way much better with blockchain.
The last one is the team and advisors. It's very important that you don't only have to have a team which makes a great ICO, they have to make it a product, a real product, and have to have the experience in making products. So you have to look for advisors who not just giving their names, but they give their advice, their network, and they feedback week after week. So for example, we have advisors from the Harvard Medical School, Professor Googler, and several blockchain entrepreneurs as well. We also have early investors. As we said, it takes a lot of money, so it's good if you have some cash in the bank or on your Bitcoin address.
And when you shouldn't run an ICO, we think if your biggest motivation to drive a Lambo a month from now, ICO is not for you. Because if you raise $1 million on an ICO, you didn't earn $1 million. You owe $100 million to the community because you promised that you will make their money 100x. The second one, if your biggest reason to start an ICO is that shitcoin X raised $5 million. Of course, it happened in the past, but it will never going to happen again. And the third one, we haven't seen an ICO that was done besides a full-time job. So you need to put 70 hours a week for at least 6 months. And the last one, if somebody can convince you on a conference that not to run an ICO, then you shouldn't run an ICO.
Okay, the white paper is the basic one, so I won't talk too much about it. You have to have it, you have to commit time to it, because the first version is pretty fast done, but then you have to look for feedback and redo it and redo it and redo it, and you need at least 3 months for it to have a final white paper.
We had some pretty good legal advice today. We would just to point out one statistics, that of course it's not surprising that the most ICOs comes from the US and Russia. But it's interesting that which countries has the biggest per capita ICO ratio. And these are Estonia, Singapore, and Slovenia. So you might evaluate these countries to incorporate your ICO.
Of course, we are doing our pre-sale and normal sale on Ethereum and with Solidity. And just few information, maybe it will be useful for you. So if you are writing yourself the smart contract, I really think it's useful to look for the Ethernaut by Zeppelin, which is basically a capture the flag hacker competition online, where you have to hack 6 smart contracts on the Ethereum test network, either way taking over control or taking the test Ethereum. It's a really different experience just reading about the hacks, the DAO hack, the parity hack, or you're doing yourself. So when you write the code and you hack the smart contract, you really understand the issue and the vulnerabilities. You also have to write unit tests. Myself, personally, I wrote 178 unit tests, and then you have to audit it. We spoke with 19 companies who solely focus on auditing smart contracts, and it costs between $15,000 and $100,000. So you have to do it because it shows that you are committed and you are transparent. And two more sources which I really recommend for you is OpenZeppelin smart contracts. I'm not just recommending it because I'm contributing to that, but it's very well-tested smart contracts. And also search for consensus security best practices because it's a good source of information about writing secure smart contracts. Regarding security, we did our audit with Blockchain Labs New Zealand, and we work with Silent Signal in a general fashion IT security. There are 4 parts of security I would like to highlight. The DDoS protection is pretty basic, so you should have it. The second one, we saw an ICO which was hacked through the DDoS protection because their email address and password was leaked during a Yahoo leak. So you really should enable two-factor authentication everywhere you can. And you also have to protect your communication channels and use your common sense. Because what we see in the next slide here, it's just a basic Slack PM direct message to me. They didn't even take the time and energy to make a fake Maya Wallet website. They just send an Ethereum address, and they made $500,000 on it. So it's pretty basic. Scams can make a lot of money. So you should really use your common sense there.
In the last 8 years, as an advertising agency, we worked in 19 industries, and I can say with the confidence that the ICO marketing is pretty special. Actually, it's changing with a really high pace. Currently, the 2 most effective channels for us are Telegram and Twitter. Just in a short, this is our method of approaching communication. So we grab data. It can be interviews, focus groups, quantitative data, surveys, and anything else. And we group the most important things, and we test it. And we only use the well-tested unique selling propositions, benefits, and actual copy lines on our communication. I will show you a real example of our marketing campaign. First, we started with these Facebook banners, and we wrote several things on it. For example, are you fed up with the politically influenced healthcare? Also, we used a lot of emojis in a Facebook banner because somebody said that it works very good. We used Rick and Morty characters. We even used the tagline, "Make healthcare great again." And all of them failed really hard. And that was the one that stood out and had a very high click-through rate, and it said, why did the Harvard Medical School alumnus professor join Etheal? So we knew that we had to scale this. So we made a video with him, and it was a very integral part of our communication campaign. Also, because as Viktor said, Slack has some security issues that more and more people using Telegram in the crypto world to communicate. And we were the first ICO that rewarded people who changed their Telegram name to use @Etheal and 2 hearts on their name, and they give us a great brand exposure.
The CEO of ICO.me, which we will see soon, said that BitcoinTalk.org is the place where both trolls and the money lives, so you can't ignore it. And here I would like to just highlight one quick fact about we really like and follow Elon Musk, and we follow his advice to always reason from first principle, which means that you always have to find the smallest truth and build up from there. So you don't just look what others do, always do something for yourself. For example, ICOs do bounty campaigns on signature in BitcoinTalk.org, and very new members of Bitcoin Talk, they have very limited options about what they can put in their signature. So basically, they have only 150 characters. They can't use smaller or larger text. So on the left side, you see 3 examples of ICOs which they provide for their followers to put in their signature for the lower ranks of bitcointalk.org. And on the right side, you see that we put a little bit of thinking and some ASCII characters. And even for the lowest ranks, we have an all-cap Etheal sign. And obviously, it means a little bit more visibility on the site. So always do the thinking for yourself.
We got a lot of offers from ICO listing sites, and they ask for 1 Bitcoin, 2 Bitcoin, or even 3 Bitcoins just to list our ICO on their site. And we checked some of them, and we found out that they have less than 5,000 visits per month. And okay, just let's check a lot of ICOs, where does their traffic come from? And we found out that 92% of the referral traffic comes from only 12 websites, including CoinMarketCap, TokenMarketNet, ICO Alert, and such like. And again, the change is very rapid in the blockchain space. And for example, there is an ICO listing site called ICO Bench that has almost 0 visits some months ago, and now they have 400,000, and also walletinvestor.com, which has zero visits 3 months ago. Now they have 300,000.
So obviously you are here, so it's a good job because you have to go into the trenches and make friends and make connections within the community. So you have to go and really make face-to-face conversations with people. So obviously you can get some feedback as well, and you can get some awards which we got 2 days ago, and we are very proud of that. And Vit Jedlicka, the founder and president of Liberland, also joined us when after several deep conversations in Ljubljana. So we really recommend for you that go to conferences, talk to people, ask for feedbacks, and incorporate those feedbacks.
Okay, so these were the 6 parts: team, white paper, legal, smart contract, security, and marketing. And we will close our pre-sale tomorrow. Thank you very much for your attention.